Hi, I'm Kevin with Adhesive R&D, and this is Everything Adhesive. Today we're going to take a look at the difference in rheology between Newtonian and thixotropic viscosities right now. In anaerobic adhesives, basically, there's two different types of rheology. There's thixotropic materials and there are Newtonian materials. Now, Newtonian materials are basically things like honey, and they have the same relative viscosity no matter how much stress is applied to the liquid. Where something that's thixotropic, for instance, would be like latex paint, and it has different properties depending on the amount of stress you put on it. Now, what I mean by the amount of stress you put on it, take for example, latex paint. When I stick the brush into the paint and pull it out, the paint clings to the brush and it seems to have a very high viscosity. But when I walk over to a wall and pull the brush down a wall, which is applying shear to the material seems to flow out and actually seems thinner than when it's hanging on the brush. And that is the difference between thixotropic materials and Newtonian ones in a nutshell. So if I take thixotropic blue thread locker and I use a viscometer to measure the viscosity of the material, what we'll do is we'll run this spindle at different head speeds. And when I do that, I will get two different readings for this material. If I run this viscometer at 2 RPMs, I will get a very high value, and if I run the viscometer at 20 RPMs, I will get a lower value. As a matter of fact, this material will measure between 900 and 5,000 centipoise in viscosity, where this Newtonian material will give you a viscosity of, say, 450 to 550 centipoise, and it'll give you the same basic relative number no matter what I'm running this spindle at. What does that mean to you when you're using these products to assemble things? First off, if you have something Newtonian, it will wet the surface better than a thixotropic material. If you're using something that was very quick curing or polymerizing, there wouldn't be any risk of it running out of the inner space that you were trying to seal or lock before it cured. You could very well use a Newtonian material. Remember that basically using an adhesive, the adhesive that wets the surface the best is the one that's going to give you the best results. And where would you use a thixotropic material? Well, as an example, if I had a cylinder and I wanted to apply a thin amount of the material to the inside of the cylinder and then slide a sleeve in there, and I might do that by running a little disc in there and depositing the material on it so it's flung around the inside of my cylinder. When I do that, I don't want the material to all run down to the bottom of the cylinder before I have a chance to slide my sleeve in. So that's where a thixotropic material would really do a good job for you. Also, if you have some larger fastener, you might want to use a thixotropic material or increase the viscosity of the Newtonian material that you're using. So just to review, anaerobic adhesives are available in thixotropic and Newtonian viscosities. Thixotropic is generally used where you might have some time before application of the adhesive and actually assembly of the parts, because the adhesive will remain where you put it. And you might use a Newtonian where you're looking for the maximum amount of wetting across the surfaces. Once again, I'm Kevin. This has been Everything Adhesive. Thanks for watching.